if Optimus Prime and Jessica Rabbit had a baby, this website would be it. You're listening to The Fellas.
I think I might have let that one go a little bit too long there. I think my eyes just started to glass over, and I think I just started to remember about things from back in the day. I couldn't call that one quick enough.
I know.
But man, today is one of those days I feel old as shit. It's just reminding me of my age. That's what today is. Hey, boys and girls, you listen to The Fellas. It's me and Ray.
Yeah.
And today we're doing something a little different. I don't know if we may do it again. You know, if you guys like what we're going to do today, shoot us a message. But instead of us watching a movie, we watched some anime, which I haven't done. Ray, when was the last time you actually sat down and watched some anime?
Not in a long while, because anime's lost its teeth.
Yeah, you're really just kind of fucking disappointed in it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the balls it used to have is just like an old man that just can't get its erection off.
I mean, I think the last time I actually sat down and watched some anime, I think it was fucking Naruto. And that was before that came on network TV. This is back when we had to watch the shit when it just came out in Japan and someone fan subbed it and shit.
Yeah.
And even with that, I was like, yeah, all right, it's all right, I guess.
It was the enemy of itself. Once it got off of the source material and into those fillers, it just killed itself.
It fell into the Dragon Ball fallacy. The same thing that turned Dragon Ball to shit ended up turning Naruto to shit. And at some point, I just stopped fucking watching. And then I don't know what the hell happened. But that was, god damn, I think that might have been like 10 fucking years ago, dude.
We watched
that was a while back.
We watched a good show called One Punch Man, and that was it.
But I don't think One Punch Man counts, because that was kind of like, we're just watching it for shits and giggles to see what'll happen. Yeah, I liked it, but it didn't really have any teeth to it.
It was different, I would have to say.
There you go. It was different. I think that's the only reason we watched it. I know it's the only reason I watched it. I'm like, all right, I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, I honestly think that the anime industry is falling down the same fucking clusterfuck hole Hollywood's falling down.
Well,
it's just copying the same shit over and over.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's a new generation that's given to them something that they didn't really work or fight for to actually be around. They just enjoyed it on the backs of people that try to get it out there and popular.
The problem is, when you have way more people that are available, you have way more of a chance to make an easy profit from anime. You stop trying to make a creative vision. You stop trying to make a real story, and you just start trying to make some cookie cutter horse shit that you can feed to as many people as possible and still have them keep throwing money at you to make more. So you really stop making art at that point.
I guess we're just slightly jaded.
Let me get to the point. Guys, what happened was, I was just dicking around, drinking my whiskey, hanging around in my boxers. It was my day off. Fuck you, I do what I want. And I'm just going to my different message boards and whatnot. For some reason, people kept talking about a controversy with some anime called Goblin Slayer. And I'm like, all right, this sounds like one of these generic ass fantasy,
I gotta be honest with you. The title alone would actually turn me off.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't watching that dumb shit.
It
sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah, no.
It sounds like the sort of anime where at the end of the day, they win based on the power of friendship.
Goblin Slayer seems such of a, how should I say, the typical run-of-the-mill fantasy.
It sounds like the name of a shitty video game.
Actually, you're right.
I'm reading up, and it was like, huge controversy in there, and they didn't have to have this particular scene, and it could have been good without this scene, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Well, let me check it out. So I watched one episode, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna watch anymore. I called Ray. I said, Ray, when I see you at the studio, I'm gonna need you to download some shit. All right. So we get to the studio. We go to the viewing room. I said, Ray, I want you to download this anime. And if I remember correctly, you were kind of opposed. You didn't want to waste your time watching anime. It's so rare that there's good anime these days.
It's not even that. It's so much. There's a fountain of anime that's just pouring out.
And none of it's really worth your time.
And none of it is really worth your time. Everything drags on. Nothing's really set in stone. The character's so bland and two-dimensional. Who gives a shit?
Right.
I was like, are you sure, man? A fantasy? Are we talking about where they could just wing it at any given point in time? Most fantasy animes do this.
But see, here's the thing, and I'm going to get back to that. It's not not just that it's fantasy anime the way it is nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the problem. I said, no. Here's the thing, Ray. I told them about the quote-unquote controversy. And you were like, oh, okay, whatever. Let's fucking watch it. You know, there's a huge controversy. People are just offended, and they're saying that this anime shouldn't be released down here. There's going to be some hardcore shit.
I was surprised. I was like, not released?
I wasn't going to say shit else. I was like, yeah, let's watch the first episode. And then after that first episode, I remember I turned to you, and I was like, okay, so what do you think?
And I said, it was a pretty damn good episode. I didn't find anything wrong with that.
But with regards to the controversy in particular, because I remember my explanation was anime has now cultivated a fan base of pussies.
Well, that is true. That is true. A bunch of fucking pussies. I'm sorry, guys.
First of all, I'm going to tell you what
there's a lot of hate
controversy is.
Yeah, there's a lot of hate coming behind my voice because I just don't understand where the drawn art that which had a lot of balls, grit, vulgarity. That's what you couldn't get in America.
Let me tell you what the controversy was, okay? The whole thing is, imagine like an MMO sort of world where your adventurers, they join a guild and the guild has missions and you choose what mission you want. Based on your prowess in the guild, you're given a certain rank. The easiest way to move up in rank is to get more experience points so you can level up.
Yeah.
And you get the experience points and level up by, beating harder monsters, accomplishing great feats, that sort of thing. There's a priestess who comes in, and she's young, she's new, she's naive. She's like, oh, I just graduated priestess school. Basically a white mage. She can heal and shit.
Yeah.
And white mages, if you play MMOs, white mages are like the most valuable character out there. Every party wants to have a white mage.
Well, they need the white mage, that way
Right.
you don't have to carry potions and shit.
Exactly. So this other party of noobs, they're all just as new as her. They come up, hey, you know what? Why don't you join us? We're about to go kill some goblins. Goblins are shit. Now, goblins aren't necessarily for people of the lowest level to be fighting, but still, people in the higher levels aren't going to waste their time with them.
Yeah.
They want to fight bigger things to get those experience points. So she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll go with these guys. They go into a goblin cave, and they're all happy and idealistic. I think it was a fighter, a monk, a wizard, and then this chick who's the priestess. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna go and rescue these women that were kidnapped by these goblins, and we're gonna go in their cave. And as soon as the goblins discover them, they're small little fucking things, and they're not really that strong. 2 or 3 of them, whatever, you kill them no problem, but they go in huge fucking groups, and this team effectively gets slaughtered. And I mean bad. The whole birds and all the shit I heard in the background, all that happy-go-lucky bullshit, they beat that shit out of you real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one dude getting jumped, not fought, getting jumped by the goblins and stabbed to death as he screams and cries and begs for his life. One chick that gets smashed on the wall has all of her clothes ripped off, and then she is gang raped by the goblins. Now, this ain't hentai, so they don't show it.
Yeah.
But it's heavily implied because you can see they get this sort of blank look, the sort of blue screen of death look in their eyes. They kind of just like disconnect from reality.
Well,
it's like, yeah, she's being raped.
It's setting the stage of what this series is all about.
Yeah, it's like, yo, this is not a fucking game.
No.
This is not meant to be fun. This is what happens when you take this sort of thing for granted.
Yeah.
You get one chick stabbed in the gut and is dying and bleeding out, and they're raping her too. I think she was all but dead, and they were raping, like, yo, she's fucking bleeding out. Fuck.
All this should just tell you is that the world is a fucking dangerous place, and you should not be entering caves alone, not knowing what you're going to do or encounter.
It's like, these are the bad things that happen when you don't take this seriously.
You don't take precautions.
That was the message that they were trying to put out. And it's like, yo, freaking goblins, there are no female goblins. So where do you think the babies come from? No, they fucking kidnap girls and rape them so they can spit out more goblin babies. But you don't really think about that. So it was controversial that, holy shit, there's women being raped because apparently they didn't realize that monsters would ever do such a thing. Well, first of all, when I used to play tabletop D&D, they used to talk about, like, don't let the trolls and the goblins and the shit
get
catch
the women.
your female warriors.
Yeah, because it's done.
The DM's like, yeah, I will have you get raped.
I mean,
DM wasn't even joking. He's like, or if you want to lure them out, we used to constantly send our female characters just go out in the clearing. Say, what the fuck? Don't worry, we're over here. We're just trying to separate them from the pack. Pretend your leg hurts or something. They'll come right for you because you're pussy. And
they can smell it.
Yeah, they even pointed out in the fucking anime. Yeah, they can smell it. This guy shows up at the last minute to save the cleric. He's the Goblin Slayer, and he's kind of no nonsense, and he's telling her like very matter of factly, like, "Wow, you guys really fucked this up. You're coming in here with no proper lighting. You're coming in here with a long sword. You can't fight in cramped areas with a fucking long sword."
Yeah,
and he shows her how he methodically sets about wiping out every single one of them, and then when it's done, they're all the way to the back of the cave. And they're like, "Oh, this is the most heavily guarded door," and he looks in there. Oh, it's little goblin children. There's some little goblin children in there. So, yep, that's what I thought. That's where they keep the kids. Hold on. And he grabs a club and he walks in there. It's like, what the fuck? And he beats the children to death.
Yes.
Because the children are scared. They're whimpering in the corner. They didn't do nothing. Fucking beats them to death. And she's kind of like, yo, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, within about 1 year, they'll be full adults and they'll be right back to the same shit. The kids don't just grow up and decide to be different. And on top of that, after seeing what we did, now they're going to be especially aggressive. No, this is what has to be done. Either way, it's like, look, this is the cold, hard reality of the world that we live in. And apparently, a lot of people were catching the vapors because of the rape and the infanticide, the killing of the children, the torturing of women, that sort of thing. And they make no fucking apologies. I mean, it got to the point where I think some service, Crunchyroll or something like that, they had to now put a disclaimer on there.
A fucking disclaimer on anime? Are you fucking kidding me, man?
But here's my thing. Why would it have gotten to a point? Look, when we were watching anime, you were rolling the fucking dice. These people you would just pop it in and say, oh, okay, this guy just got his skull split open, so we're watching one of those. Okay.
Yeah. His intestines got ripped open due to some mistake that he did.
Yeah, and you just find out, oh, okay, that's what we're watching. Okay. All right, now I know what to expect. Yeah. But I'm saying, we were made of sterner stuff. How the fuck did this happen? And I can't believe it. You're gonna have something where a woman is raped. For fuck's sake, fucking Ninja Scroll would fucking kill these guys.
Yeah,
remember the guy with Ninja Scroll in the process of raping the ninja woman?
Yes.
Who tries to fight back, and what does he tell her?
I wouldn't mind having sex with a corpse.
Oh, no. You said, say, before you try that again, you need to understand I have no problem raping a dead woman. Well, that's what he said.
Yeah. Well,
raping a dead woman.
And that's the common theme on a lot of these shinobi anime. Women get raped, and it just comes with the territory.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, in any anime, that's what bad people murdered, bad people raped, bad people tortured. And you would watch that, you wouldn't, need the fainting couch. You would watch that and say, oh, I see, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
when I was getting anime, I was about 12. In New York, going to a place called Octopus Kingdom. It's no longer there. Can you imagine me, as a 12-year-old, talk to the guy over the counter and say, hey, can you just give me something that doesn't have any rape, murder, or death, or anything that I wouldn't want to see?
You said, where the fuck are your parents?
He said, where's the cash? I said, okay, I got the cash right here. Just give me what I want.
Yeah.
I want to see some mayhem, some blood, gore, and some tits. I mean, I'm 12 years old. I want to see some cartoons that blow shit up.
Even at 12 years old, you were still more of a fucking man than the weebs, the weeaboos that are watching anime right now. God, it's a sad fucking thing. I was checking some of the forums and someone was like, oh, well, the thing is, when you watch these fantasy animes, you don't see that, you don't expect to see that sort of stuff from a fantasy anime set in a medieval setting. Like, Sword of the fucking Berserk. Have you never seen Sword of the Berserk?
Apparently not.
There was a woman who was raped and an ogre tore her fucking vagina out. That was in Sword of the Berserk. Actually, there was a man that was raped.
Well.
Also, in Sword of the Berserk, a man was raped.
Most of these so-called anime lovers don't watch anything that's not digital.
Right. They don't watch any, this has some digital stuff in it, but I'm saying they don't watch any of the really old stuff, the things that had the most compelling stories.
No, not even that. The stuff that wasn't even digitally painted. I'm talking about cell-painted anime. It has a completely different look. Like Akira. Like, Lupin the Third. Lupin is a comedy, but Armitage.
Yeah.
Tons of shit, man.
Yeah, all that freaking stuff.
Blade of Kamui.
I almost forgot about that, man. And also, another one. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of so much anime that has rape and infanticide. We got Akira. Remember when Tetsuo's, when he tried to steal Kaneda's bike?
Yeah.
And then the clown gang caught him. And then the clown gang ripped off his girlfriend's clothes in order to rape her. But then she started giving them too much static. So they punched her in the goddamn face until she passed out.
Yes.
So that they could rape her at their leisure later on after they finished beating up Tetsuo.
Yeah. But that was just setting you the stage that these guys
They're
weren't
bad
the
people.
They're bad people.
That's the whole thing. They're bad people. And what are you going to do when you see a really bad person in your life? Mister, this anime is too much. This anime is controversial. What are you going to do? You're going to run to someone else to either put you in a place where you don't have to see or acknowledge the bad man, or otherwise you're just going to beg for someone, anyone, to do something about it because you've been shielded. You've been shielded. And I can't understand. I mean, the child version of me would be spinning around in his goddamn time capsule to hear that something like this in an anime would set people off.
It's just against my fucking nature.
I just don't.
I don't even understand it. You know what? These cocksuckers have been spoon-fed all this good shit, and they look at it as such a non-convenience to them that they could get this stuff instantaneously nowadays off of Crunchyroll or just going to certain sites to be able to see it. And it's just like, there's just too much shit. Honestly, a lot of this garbage is like so been there, done that, and then the story just rolls off the wheels, and you're like, but it's not interesting anymore. And that's what happens with a lot of these.
And that's not even what gets me the most, though. It's that this scrubbed down, clean as the wind-driven snow, cookie-cutter, boring bullshit is what you're actually coming there looking for now. That's what I don't get. Because I'll tell you, we binge-watched Goblin Slayer. We only got 4 episodes out so far, but we saw all of them, and the shit's good.
Yeah.
It has some fucking incredible depth. You find out why the guy does what he does. You find out how he does what he does. The naive healing chick, he's teaching her, all of her powers are defensive. She's not supposed to hurt people with them. He's teaching her how to use her powers to kill people. These defensive powers. What was the thing she did when she learned
Protect?
The Protect spell? For all you people who aren't D&D nerds, the Protect spell is basically a barrier.
A barrier
that
shield.
Protects. It's a barrier shield that protects you and your friends. And what the fuck did he do? Did he show her?
He says just put the barrier on that door and make sure they don't come out. And she always thought that a Protect was a barrier on herself to protect her from outside things coming in.
You gotta be a bit more specific. What he did was the goblins, he set their entire fucking place on fire that they were inside. And then when they were running out of the fire to come fight him, he just had her put the barrier on their door. So they couldn't open the door because the barrier was there, and they all burned alive because they couldn't get out of their burning house. And he's like, you see that? We just killed like 15, 20 goblins. We didn't even have to go in there. And she's like, this is fucking insane. You know, I took on this role so I could heal people and help people, and he's got me using my powers to kill people. But it's shit like that. It's really, really fucking good.
And I like that one line already in this anime. It's already profound. He said, your weakness is the lack of imagination.
Any adventurer's biggest weakness is their lack of imagination. That's going to be your biggest weakness. And this guy had it in spades, man. But you end up learning more about him. His entire village was slaughtered, burned to the ground. He had to hide he's a child, by the way. He had to hide in the closet, watch his sister get beaten, raped, tortured, and then killed. And he had to sit there for like a day and a half and hear it and see it and all that and just be quiet and hide in the closet. Now that he's in the world, he's fucked up. And you see that in the character. You kind of see it. Like, he doesn't know how to interact with other people. And the level that he is as an adventurer, he should be off like fighting dragons and shit. All he wants are fucking goblins. That's it. I just want to kill goblins.
I like the fact that you don't even get to see his face. You
never do, because he's off. He does not want to take off his armor. He never fucking takes it off. So you never fucking see his face ever.
I mean, I just saw this as just a great story for a good character.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just the world has been built around goblins are not something that you should just laugh and point, not take seriously. In this anime, they're making the simplest creatures such a threat. It's actually quite interesting. The level of detail going into it.
Whoever did this has definitely played MMOs and he knows about D&D.
Yeah.
Because they were very, very much spot on with a lot of this stuff.
I just keep thinking about if these guys are crying about this shit so much, they should just watch some Mad Bull.
Ray, they can't watch any of this shit. Don't you understand?
They should watch some Mad Bull, some corrupt cops fighting, bringing down pimp and whores.
Any of the anime that turned boys into men. You know what? I bet you they couldn't even watch Ranma 1/2 because of all the objectification of women.
Oh, no.
I mean, Kuno, I think given the right circumstances, Kuno would definitely be what we would call a date rapist.
Oh, yeah.
He's constantly grabbing titties. No one asked him to. He's grabbing titties. He's trying to force himself on women. The women are trying to force themselves on men. Men are constantly beating women up.
And men are constantly changing into women.
Well, no, they would like that. That's the whole transgender. Yeah, I think they would love that aspect. But other than that, they wouldn't even like Ranma 1/2. It's a sad fucking thing. Here, I'm gonna give you an example. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna read a review real quick of Goblin Slayer. Hold on here. It's fucking disgusting.
Oh my god. This is the power of imagination. The point of creating a story is how far can you push the envelope and how far can you push it, because you're not dealing with reality.
How far can you push the envelope while conveying an incredible story?
Exactly.
And as long as what you're pushing in that envelope leads into the story, as long as it moves the story forward, then it was necessary. It's always necessary as long as it's moving the story forward. Here, listen to this. This is some person named Frost1179 commented, and this is comicbook.com under the anime section. Anime can be dark, but when it gets dark, it usually has an underlying message that goes with it with morality to justify it in some way, either directly or indirectly. But with Goblin Slayer, the only tangible message seems to be the justification of genocide. The goblins, they act savagely and are a different species. Therefore, a hate-filled man feels practical in his pursuit of killing them, even if that includes him sadistically battering their whimpering children to death. As an anime fan, I cannot take away any kind of positive moral message from this particular anime series. Unique it may be, good or tolerable, not so much. And all I can think is, like, I'm in high school. I'm thinking, man, eat a dick, motherfucker.
I know, this guy's a bunch of fucking pussy, man.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh,
this guy's a pussy.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know where to start reading that shit, because that was like one of the things that made me say, okay, let me check this out. See why this is so controversial. Just because the goblins are different. That's a justification for genocide, just because the goblins are different. And I'm like, all right, so what part against the wanton torture, raping, and murdering did they feel completely contempt to do? What part of that don't you understand?
They're
Jesus,
gonna rape.
I would swear this person lives in Germany.
Oh.
I wonder what's going on with you guys over there.
I mean, that baby goblin's gonna grow up and steal, maim, and rape more women.
Mm-hmm.
You're just trying to stop the cycle here.
Yeah, the guy said, I'm not going to stop until they are all dead. And he was fucking serious.
I mean, dude, it's just like Captain Kirk, you know, he'll never trust a Klingon.
They killed my boy.
They killed his boy.
Well, I will say, I am thankful for all the controversy that this caused, because these guys forced me to actually take a look at this thing, and my faith has been renewed. This really reminds me of the type of shit that I used to watch back when I was actually into anime. It renewed my faith in anime, because I found it to be that good.
Well, yeah, it renewed my faith in anime just for the series. Just for this series.
Yeah, even though they're a tad bit obnoxious when it comes to the CGI, but still is pretty good.
I was pointing it out to Ant. It's like, look,
I never noticed it until he pointed it out.
He's CG in that scene. He's not CG in this scene. He's CG in that scene. They don't know when to not use him in CG. I'm like, they got him in CG. Why don't you just use him in every frame CG? But then they just like draw him. But everybody else is not in CG. It's actually quite obnoxious if you actually care to notice. Yeah, I pointed that out to Ant. It's like, man, why the fuck did you tell me that's in CG and now I notice it? It's like, yeah, I could tell. You know how long I had to save my money to go get anime,
which was a copy of a copy?
Which is a copy of a copy in the basement in New York, in Chinatown. Mm-hmm. I had to go in there, get a couple of copies on VHS tape. Go in there. I don't know what I'm getting. The guy said, this is good. I'll take it. I don't care what it is. I'll fucking take it.
Or how when I was in high school, I had to drive all the way to fucking West Palm just to find a guy that has some good, a shop that has some good anime.
Yeah, had some good anime, you know. Or just wait until it's released, which God knows when that happens. Everybody gets stuff out of convenience, and now it's just like, they want to complain about something that they really have no understanding why they do it. I mean, they're going to complain about it, then sooner or later, word's going to reach over there to Japan, and this type of shit won't be made.
Nah, they're not going to care.
Yeah, well, I know they're not going to care.
Nah, the anime industry in the U.S. is just falling down so low that they're not going to complain anymore. And they shouldn't complain. I would hope they don't. I mean, I would hope they wouldn't care. I really, really hope that they didn't care.
Next time there's an anime film festival, we'll go to it. You got to go to one, Ant, because last time they showed Ninja Scroll, people were gasping.
Really?
They couldn't believe their eyes.
That many people had never saw.
I would go again just because I want to hear the reactions. It was fucking ridiculous.
Interesting.
It's because the actual female was subservient to the guy. She was trying to be an independent woman, be an independent ninja.
Uh-huh.
They couldn't believe that she couldn't do it by herself. I don't know, man. I'm fucking ranting here.
It's good to rant. It's fucking good. It cleanses the soul. It cleanses the soul, Ray. You rant, you beautiful son of a bitch.
Goblin Slayer was actually a pretty good surprise. I'm so digging the character and what he comes up with every single time. I was like, shit, I want to watch more. I just hope they know when to end this, where I'm like not investing into like 60 episodes and it just be watered down.
Sounds about right.
Watered down until they're trying to string on to that last bit of cash, trying to squeeze out of you until you can't do it no more. Sounds like every other fucking anime I know of. Just end the shit strong, man. End it strong.
Dude, they're showing Twitter responses to Goblin Slayer, and this is idiotic shit I'm talking about. Some chick named Soul Hunter. Honestly, don't like. The animation is really good. The story has some great promise. But I really can't advocate for a series that thinks it's okay to toss rape into a story simply for the sake of plot.
Perfect Blue?
Thank you, Ray. That's another one. Perfect Blue. Another great story that had a rape scene in there because it was needed to move the story. But think about what this person's saying. It's not okay to have a rape scene in a movie just because it helps the plot. Fucking morons. They're pussies and morons.
What about Go-Go 13?
There you go. Again.
Another one.
That was rough. That was me watching what happened to that dude's wife. That was rough. That wasn't the first Go-Go 13. Was that the second one?
I think it's the second one, yeah.
It was the second movie.
Yeah,
that was rough. I felt bad. I'm like, man, that's fucked up. And I had a heart made of stone. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. I mean, it's the facts of life, It's you're watching RoboCop, you're 8 years old, and the woman's getting raped right there, and the guy gets shot in the balls, Even then, I knew rape was bad as a child. But they're just trying to set the tone of the series.
They're just saying this is how despicable these things are, and they're not doing it to prove a point. They're doing it because this is how they breed.
Goblin Slayer, guys. Watch it. Support it. I'm one of those golden age. I don't even say golden age. Is that the golden age of anime?
The golden age of anime, in my opinion, is going to be... See, I don't want to say... If it's anything that's after 99, that's when anime just started making fuck tons of money.
Yeah.
I don't want to call that the golden age because that's when the creativity started to turn to shit.
Lapse, yeah. There was
a lot more creativity when the only way your shit is going to America is if this is the cream of the crop.
Yes.
I'm going to have to say the early 90s, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, not only that, they had to be one-shot movies. They had to be able to sell this to you in one shot. They couldn't afford to
make a series to go to the U.S. Ain't nobody going to fucking pay for that.
No,
it's got to be one shot. And you watch it and you be like, okay, that made no fucking sense. Yeah, because there's a bunch of shit you're missing.
Yeah.
But still, you watch it and you're like, yeah, all right, it was good.
Wicked City is another good one, too.
Oh, shit, that's right. Wicked City. And, of course, no one can forget Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
Great rape scenes in that.
I mean, heads exploding. Come on, man. Gratuitous violence. I don't understand what they mean. I mean, violence is violence. If a guy's getting disemboweled by a fucking zombie or not.
It wasn't so much the gratuitous violence. It was more like the kids being murdered. Like, hey, these things happen. What the fuck you want me to say? Every once in a while, a woman's going to try to kill some goblins and she's going to be raped.
Yeah, goblins want to get their dick wet. I mean, it's just not like, okay, it's built into their DNA. They just want to get their dick wet. Yeah. What they do, they steal women and they rape them.
Yeah.
How are you going to take the fact that it's in their nature to do that?
You want to complain to somebody? Complain to God.
Yeah. I mean, they got to procreate. A girl sleep in the middle of the night.
She's gonna get kidnapped.
She don't even want these goblin babies. This guy's doing the Lord's work, snuffing them out.
Goblin lives matter.
Look, man, all I know is In the fantasy world, you got fantasy beasts.
Right. This is dark fantasy. Yes.
I mean, you know, you got demons, you got goblins, you got trolls, you know, you got your occasional predator here or there. Women aren't safe. I don't know why they're not in castles, they're in cabins. You know, they can't defend themselves, they ain't got no swords. They're getting snatched up in the middle of the night. What are you gonna do?
Right.
You know?
You're gonna send in the Goblin Slayer, that's what.
That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna fucking call the Goblin Slayer, he's gonna fuck shit up.
And he's gonna go there and he's gonna get shit done.
Alright, yeah, let's review this thing, man. Let's
Alright, well, I tell you what. Let me go first. Honestly, from what I've seen so far, normally for something like this, I would give it a matinee as far as anime goes. I'm going to be very biased. And I'm going to give this a full price.
Oh.
Because really, this reasserted my faith in anime, and this reminds me of the shit I used to see when I was younger. Because it's got layers, and it's got depth.
Depth is the actual key thing here.
Yeah, it's got, because at first you're like, oh, it's just some guy who goes around and he's super duper good at killing goblins. He's going to be an uber badass, la-di-da-di-da. We've all seen it before. But once you get past the first episode, and they start going into his past,
yeah,
and they say how long he's been doing this, how dedicated he is to doing it, how he has fucked up, how he comes up with something new, and he practices over and over to see if that's something he can incorporate into his strategy. He's just not just coming out the womb like a badass. This guy works at it every fucking day.
And unlike other fantasies where they just go off with brute force without any actual strategy going on, and I like that in the series, they actually don't tell you what the strategy is. You actually see it unfold right before your very eyes, but it's already been planned. So I would also give this a full price. What I mean by full price, that means when I'm able to buy it on DVD or on a digital demand, I will buy this and put this in my library.
I want this in my library. Yes. I want to have people borrow this. I'm going to say, yo, check this out. Oh, yeah. Watch it with your girlfriend. She like it. For real? Yeah.
I mean,
your girlfriend likes elves and shit, right? Yeah, she loves that.
You know,
watch this.
I don't understand. It's like, dude, it's not like gratuitous rape. It's rape with a purpose. It's there
that
to
doesn't
set
matter.
the tone.
No, that doesn't matter. It's the fact that it happened. Remember, you're not looking at them do it, but it's happening in such a way that it's implied. Remember in Game of Thrones when you see women getting brutalized and raped all the time, and it wasn't a problem until Sansa was raped by her husband, of all things. That's when it became a problem. Just like with this anime, the rape itself is not the problem. It's the fact that you're portraying a woman, or women in general, I guess, with this anime, you're portraying women as being weak. Now, but look, we got the female archer, you got the female monk that's beating up the goblins, you got the female priestess who's basically, the main character. You have all these strong females, it doesn't matter, because you still showed a weakness that the females would have that the men don't, and that is they're gonna get raped by the goblins. The goblins don't want man butt.
They don't want man's butt.
Yeah, they don't want man butt. The goblins are here for booty, but they don't want man butt. No, the goblins want to rape women, and for the most part, there's nothing those women are gonna be able to do about it. So that's portraying weakness, and that's really part of the agenda.
Yeah,
showing a woman as being weak. Remember when they protested that Batgirl cover?
Oh my God.
Joker drawing the thing. Oh, you're basically promoting rape. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's the Joker painting a smile on Batgirl's face and say, oh, you're saying it's okay to brutalize a woman. I'm like, she could punch a man and turn his spine to dust. What the fuck are you talking about? No, it's because you took a woman who's supposed to be strong, unrealistically so, it is a comic book, but you took her and put her in a position of weakness. So you're fucking with the narrative, so it has to go. That's why you have movies like Peppermint, and you have movies like Atomic Blonde, and I go and see them, and I get very angry because it's a huge flaming crock of shit. But the whole idea is women are strong, women can do all this shit men can do. And when you have an anime or a movie or whatever that shows, no, women can't do some of the shit that men can do, it fucks with the narrative and they want it gone.
There is actually a movie.
That's why they're upset with this.
There's actually a movie that we saw that we didn't actually review yet.
What's that?
The Halloween.
The Halloween. Yes. Okay, we'll review that next. We'll review that next time.
Okay, yeah, next time.
That has a strong woman in it. I actually love that show. They do it right. Good job, Jamie Lee Curtis. So, yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, that's
but
it.
I definitely recommend, guys, sign up for something like Crunchyroll or something and watch Goblin Slayer. Give it a thumbs up. Tell people how you feel about it. You know, if you don't like it, say, it seems kind of bland. But, you know, don't get on your high horse and say because it has this in it, it doesn't deserve to exist. I see a lot of movies with horse shit in it that I think is stupid, but I'm like, all right, whatever. If the story's good, I'll still give it a good review.
Yeah.
I want you guys to watch Goblin Slayer and give it a chance because now I'm going to be watching it every week. Every time it comes out, I'm going to watch a new episode.
Yep. All right, guys, don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkaboutit.com. Visit us on Spotify and on Patreon. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Jesus Christ,
You
man.
want to do all that over?
I can't believe that shit, man.
What?
Fucking Halloween's in a couple of days from now.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Hopefully this wasn't a stunt just to get advertising.
What, you think so?
I don't know. It's a good fucking show. I don't know why anybody would be so freaking upset about it.
I don't think that's what it was.
I mean, crying out loud.
It seems pretty genuine.